Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the JKuma Show. We're here with Mr. Auguy. As you know, he is currently serving as owner of the CC, and he is, running for re-election coming shortly. So we have him on the show. He's going to talk about some things about that, and, so. Hey, all guys. So, first of all, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on the show.
I'm Auguy.
So, of course, we all know, you're running for owner. So, I want to get into that, your re-election. So, what is the main reason you're running for re-election here?
To keep CC funded, transparent, engaged, active, and fun.
Alright, yeah, totally agree with that. I'm running for re-election in my role too, so that, because I feel like I did a good job, and I don't think anybody else would be better at it. So that's why I'm running for re-election here. And I'm sure the same could be said for you. So, what do you have to say to all the people who think that you're not going to do a good job as owner, and people who are already think that? What do you just say to the kind of people that don't really like your policies and like...
I'm doing very good. Just look at the results.
Yeah, and I do agree. The results are pretty good here.
We almost got the same amount of people attending a singular meetup as the prior administration did for the whole week of meetups.
And, that's just an example of how well this administration has handled activity. And, that's just a really good thing. Despite, the issues they say about you, you're still really good when it comes to money, activity, and things like that. So really, yes, and I think CC Media has definitely expanded a lot too.
All these new shows show member dedication.
Yep, it does, I'm dedicating myself to film this, and, yeah, so, our next thing is, I'm a bit confused. Are you gonna end up working for 5 million or 10 million or any other number of money in the next term if you're elected as owner? Because originally you said 5 mil.
10 million, of course.
5 million, then 10 million, then back to 5 million, and then back to 10 million. So, I was just confused there, so 10 million.
I must destroy Trashigan.
Finnegan, we're gonna bring up some things that happened last week. So as we know, last week, Mr. Finnegan, he started a campaign against you for honor. What was your initial reaction to him announcing his campaign against you? What were you just thinking then?
Why are you going to get toasted and cooked, as Mr. Bagalazilla would say?
And as we all know, he definitely was. So, Finnegan made desperate attempts, to me, to help him. And, it just completely backfired on him because, I can't hold up an entire campaign for a person that, has nothing to prove. It's just, you can't do that. It's impossible when you have a competition like great Mr. Auguy here. Other than, the basics, like activity, funding, engagement, fun. Other than those basics that, everybody agrees on, what other promises will you make? These are things like, certain, plots, more exciting things, bigger things, not just, the basics, as I said. What other promises can be made from this upcoming term?
We'll make CCMB 2.0 for members who want to attend every meetup but not lag. It will be loaded in a Lakeview Heights away from every CC plot and the Bloxburg Acid Fusta Fufflagaga.
Alright, so, question here. Why would we need a second mobile base if we already have one that's functioning well?
Because like I said, Mr. JKuma, there are members who lag a lot while traveling to McDonald's, and they want to join the meetup in the car, and they shouldn't have to deal with CCHQ, C4, and CCRT lag.
Okay, yeah, I see where you come from with that. That's a good reason for CCMB 2.0. So are we gonna stick with the name CCMB 2, or are we gonna change it up, like the name? Because that's kind of unoriginal,
No, we will change it.
Okay, you're gonna change it. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good idea. Next question here. Break down the ZAB pack. Your political action committee with Azale, Bagel, and yourself. Explain more about that to me and what it means, why you made it. Just that kind of stuff. What it's about.
I wanted to form an alliance in CC politics with the people I trusted most. I saw they could need help in their elections, so I wanted to help them. Also, I wanted a reason to diss Finnegan.
Wow, so one of the reasons you made that is so you can make another Finnegan diss track. That's some dedication to the cause. You had to make another diss track, so you went out of your way to make this so that you can create a diss track. Of course, the other reasons too, but so yeah, how long would we expect to have this Zap pack be relevant, and how long do you think it's going to be existing until it kind of breaks up?
As long as one of us is not running against each other for a position. Ragaga. Also, I have intel that Bagel is running for head of members in May, which would be against Zale if he runs for re-election.
Ooh. Bagel for HOM in May. That could happen. I see a logical reason as to why. Bagel's just, maybe he doesn't want to be HOS for too long. Maybe he thinks he won't be a good HOS, so he can do something else. Or maybe he wants, maybe he thinks he can get bored and then he'd have to do something else. There's so many different reasons as to why he'd want to run for HOM. I think he'd be a very good person as HOM as long as Zale isn't running.
I already made my decision on who I'm voting for if that does happen, but I won't say.
Yeah, we all know you support Zale. You don't have to hide it.
No, JKuma, I will not comment on that, and how dare you.
Okay, well, before I keep bombarding you with questions, do you have any questions for me that I can answer? If you want,
Will you run for owner in August when I reach term limit? And if so, why?
A tough question, it all depends on what happens before August, and whether or not I think I'll be the right person by then. Yes, I will consider it, and, but I'm not gonna give as to, a fool whether or not I'm actually running for that or not. I'd rather announce it when the time comes, but I definitely am considering that. I would think of that. It just all depends on what happens before. So, a couple days ago, you said you had a brilliant idea on how to recruit more members. How are you going to do that, you said that. And I want to know what it is.
That will be revealed in my CNC speech to prevent you from stealing my campaign strategies.
Okay. That's honestly smart on your end, because, somebody could steal the idea and get credit for it, so I see that part of it. That's good. Campaigning on your end. So, as you know, you are unopposed. So how big of a win do you think you're going to have at the CNC? Like, how many people um, do you expect to be there, and how many of them will vote for you? Um,
I would hope every person that is there would vote for me. However, I expect everyone there will Finnegan and Void vote for me. But Finnegan will probably play Hockey Noobs League at that time. I expect 10 members there minimum.
I'm sure everybody would end up voting for you. Um, Also, 10 members there, as you said. I think so. With the current activity we had, at regular meetups, then at a big event, it should be more, and that's going to be a lot of people that we have to speak to. But, yeah, so, and of course, Void and Finnegan, those are definitely the top two that would vote against you. But pretty much you have endorsements from everybody else. Me, Bagel, Zale, Duck, probably, and also other people who haven't publicly announced it, but still probably are gonna vote for you, like Mike Ryder Tibbs, all those people. Yeah, so the only two I see not voting for you is Finnegan and Void. And since you're the only option, I still think they're gonna vote for you, even though, they could vote against you. It's like a 60-40 with them. So yeah, that's what I think. So if there's anybody else who would attempt to run for owner, what is your message to them?
I wanted you. You don't want to turn you into Finnegan you.
So, yeah, this is some pretty harsh words. You don't want to be Finnegan, and I warned you. Yeah, so that's some pretty clear messaging. Do not run against Auguy. He will demolish you. So, yeah. Also, next question. So our next question is the next question, and the next question is, what is the new meetup policy that's going to start the week after the CNC? Because you just announced it, and we need to make sure everybody knows. So, what's the new policy?
Starting next week, we will be testing a policy that will become permanent if it works. The policy is a policy that means that members are required to attend 2 meetups a week for credit instead of 1. If not, they will get fined. Also with this, it comes the opportunity to get more cash rewards.
So, 2 meetup attendance required for credit. I see why this would work and why it wouldn't. So,
if you attend the amount of meetups required, you get an award.
I definitely think it's a good idea, but if it turns out bad, then it would become a bad idea. So, I think it's a good idea that we're, temporarily testing it before making it a permanent change. So, yeah, that's good. So, I believe we're gonna wrap things up here. So, what's your final statement to everybody here?
Vote for an owner that will keep the club funded, active, engaged, fun, and safe. Don't vote for me or against anyone because they are your enemy. DVFVL, KCCA, KCCR.
Thank you for praising the show. Thank you for coming on. And we'll hope to have you on soon. Yeah, so, bye-bye, guys, and we'll see you on episode 3. Not sure who's going to be on that one just yet, but we'll just have to see until it comes up. So, bye, guys.